There's a young man named Reaver over here in Ohio who recently died. He was in his 90s when he died. He had been locked up more than anybody else in our profession. I happen to have moving pictures of him at the county jail waving through the bars at his patients as they paraded up and down the sidewalk all dressed up in honor of his birthday with presents. They said, "Are you going to stop practicing medicine without a license?" He said, "I'm not practicing medicine, I'm practicing chiropractic." And off he'd go to jail. And he just kept on going to jail. And he never got a license. He was 90-some years old. He was still adjusting people. Didn't have a license. Never got a license. Because he said, "I'm not practicing medicine, I'm practicing chiropractic." He held on to the principle. He held on to the idea of who he was and what he was. He was willing to go to jail, as were a lot of other people willing to go to jail to practice chiropractic. And that's why you and I are sitting in this building. That's why you are where you are, simply because of our pioneers that were willing to go to jail to maintain the ability to practice chiropractic. That's an amazing thing when you stop to think. How many of you would go to jail today to practice chiropractic? Would I go to jail today to continue to practice chiropractic? That's a question we'd have to be presented. But I want you to, and the reason I relate that is because I want you to understand the integrity of the people that preceded us, the pioneers in chiropractic, the people that were willing to sacrifice for us to be here today. And that's true in our country as well. I think that as I was over in France and I went into the battlefield where they landed in Normandy, and I walked through the cemetery and I looked and I saw the thousands of crosses that represent, and stars of David, that represented all these people that are in the ground, these young people, 18 years old, 19 years old, some of them old men, 23, that gave up their life for you and I to preserve our freedom and our way of life as an American. It's an amazing thing, something we should never forget, something we should always honor and respect. And I want you to think about the pioneers in chiropractic that went to jail, spent and lost their families and lost their homes sometimes, rather than surrender to this and stop doing what they were led to do, to be chiropractors, to take care of the people, to adjust the people, and not stop because they were practicing medicine without a license, because they weren't practicing medicine at all. They were practicing chiropractic. And as a result of practicing chiropractic and finding the subluxation and being able to adjust it in the right place at the right time in the right direction, they released the power of life within that individual that was quite capable of resurrecting their bodies from near death, sometimes multitudes of problems. And it's a powerful thing. It's a powerful thing that you have if you guard it well and if you are willing to teach it to your people.